What's going on? As you can see, I am out on the road. Just got out of the gym. Made a fundamental mistake today that I want to address, and it's a pretty big fucking deal, if you ask me, because oftentimes, like, you see where guys who normally wouldn't make mistakes, they start to make mistakes. And so my bottom line for today is stick to what you know. Okay, stick to what you know, stick to what you've researched when it comes towards fitness. Well, it comes to a lot of things, but a lot of major decisions. Because fitness is a major decision. Hitting the gym is a major decision. But stick to what you know. The reason I bring this up was because today I was working on my traps, and one of the guys who works at the gym, who's a very nice guy, comes up and says, "Hey man, do you know, you want to know a version of that exercise that works your traps even harder?" Now in my mind I was like, no. You know what I mean? Like, because the exercise that I'm doing right now already works very well. They're on fire right now. But try not to be rude. I just go, yeah, sure. And sure enough, I start doing that exercise, and my body does not respond well to it. Like, yeah, it hurt like a motherfucker. It was very intense workout, and you know, that's probably what it's meant to be. But here's the thing, like, you gotta stick to what you know. Point blank period, you gotta stick to what you know. And that shit didn't feel good at all. It hurt really bad. I was already doing exercise that worked. I knew it worked, that I studied, and that I understand, you know, the mind-muscle connection to. And so I should have just said, hey man, no. You know, but instead I didn't trust my intuition, and sure enough, I didn't get hurt. But this shoulder here, this is what I call my cuddling shoulder. This is the shoulder I cuddle my girlfriend with. She sleeps on the left side, so I cuddle her with this one. Well, as guys know, whenever you're cuddling somebody, like, especially if you're a dude who works out, man, cuddling doesn't feel good for us. Like, I'm not a soft, fluffy dude. Like, it doesn't feel good for us. And so my shoulder on that side was fucking weak today, man. Like, I was trying to do some incline presses, and it was just, I mean, it was giving me hell. That shit hurt, man. And I know it came from just, I know, like, I don't even sleep on that side because that side just doesn't do well. That's also the side too. I doing some jammers, man. I want to say over a year ago, had a rotator cuff tear that, well, it wasn't a tear, it was more so, I think I just like pulled it really bad. One of the worst pains I've ever had in my life, hands down. And so that one always, you know, I've got to be careful with that when it comes towards lifting. Still just as strong as this one, sometimes even stronger than my right shoulder, and stronger than my right arm. But yeah, I mean, I knew better. You know, I should have said, hey man, like, you know, I do what works for me. I respectfully decline. You know, I mean, hey, I'm a very nice dude, but you know, I'm in better shape than him now. Why am I taking advice? You know, unless, you know, this dude has the superior physique, and in that case, even still, you know, I should take a better understanding before I just try it. So, moral of the story: stick to what you know. Okay, if you stick to what you know, and if you're going to advance and step out and try something new, research it. make sure that, okay, you know, your body is able to handle that. You got sustaining injuries on that shoulder, you shouldn't be doing wild shit with that shoulder. Honestly, if I was going to try it, I should have tried it with this one, but then again, I don't see a reason to tear up both your shoulders. But yeah, that's it. Stick to what you know. Be smart about it. Know your body, because, and that's a big thing. It's one of the reasons why my dad's super fit, man. Does a lot of circuit training. He works like a mug, man. He trains, you know, a bunch of people. He's tip-top shape, best shape of a person I even know. But a lot of exercises that he can do, my body's not, and it's not a matter of strength. I got the strength to do it. It's just I've had certain injuries, man. I played football, wrestled. Wrestling didn't really bring any injuries, but as you imagine, 9 years of football definitely brought injuries. Definitely brought injuries, 100%. And, you know, certain things, man, don't feel well on my body. Certain things that, you know, other people could do will make me feel like complete shit. So, you know what your body responds to. I'd love to be a runner. I tried really hard, man. I'm wearing running shoes right now. I went and bought $130 running shoes, which is more expensive than I like to spend on shoes. I'm not a clothes person, man. I wear the same shit every day, you know, every week, you know, the same rotation. And went and bought a $130 pair of shoes because, you know, I got a gait test, and then they tested my feet and go, oh, this will be the best shoe for you. And it definitely made the experience a little bit better, but sure enough, with trying to run, which my body's just like, nah, man, that is not some shit you do, I got another injury, which had me in the hospital. And yeah, it was just one of those reminders, like, hey, man, you're gonna get your cardio, you gotta get it somewhere else, point blank period. And you know, a runner won't be able to comprehend that. I picked up some runners some weeks ago, driving Uber Lyft. They won't be able to comprehend that. They ran like 20-something miles. You know, guy was like on a bad day, he runs 8. I couldn't even dream of running 8 miles. Like, that is if I ran 8 miles, like, that is a little dream. I mean, a literal dream. That is, for me, the equivalent of like winning a Grammy or winning like Mr. Olympia. Like, that is just so out of my realm of belief. Just because, I mean, these injuries I've had for a long time, man. I was supposed to go to rehab, never got them, never went to rehab. I mean, I did for a second, but then I was like, oh, that hurts, I'm not doing that. Didn't have much drive to do it. And honestly, I thought it was bullshit. But yeah, it was a serious ordeal, man. So, trust your body. And sorry, just got a text message that just distracted me. That's another thing, man. Like, I'm not really into, believe it or not, I'm not really into music anymore. And you know, I've got friends who, you know, all make music, and they like to send me their stuff, and man, I don't really care anymore, man. Like, I don't even listen to my music. Like, that's how bad it is. And I don't even really listen to the same shit that I was listening to. Like, you know, I listen to a lot of metal. I always listen to jazz, so I still listen to jazz, but metal, jazz, I throw a little bit of hip hop in there, like just a little pepper of it, but I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Shit's not my thing anymore. That kind of goes along with, like, stick to what works for you. It was my thing for 15 years, but it's not the same thing for me anymore. I don't get the same thing out of it. You know, my form of expression has been weightlifting for I would say past 3 or 4 months now. And, you know, there's much more benefits I've seen coming from, you know, getting fit, changing the way I eat. You know, it's just, meanwhile, this hoodie, let me pull this down. I hate when the hoodie's like situated and just makes you look like a fat ass. Clothing makes you look like a fat ass, but yeah, man, it's just not the same for me. So I would really appreciate, like, going forward, if anybody who, you know, I know is watching this and you know, loves, you know, music, was either inspired by me or I was inspired by, or whatever the case, like, hey man, I appreciate it if you just not send me any music. I work in the music industry now as my day job, and it's cool, you know what I mean? But even then, it's not. I know it's not my passion anymore. I'm surrounded by musicians. You would think, you know what I mean, my hunger would be up, but honestly, man, I'm a literary dude, man. I like to read, I like to write. I've written music for years, but I don't see myself writing in the form of music. You know, for me, it just became too toxic. Like, I put a lot of, like, negative shit in music, and I didn't have a place to put that, so that's where I put it. Now I have a place to put it. I put it in weights. So, and there's much more of there's a stronger release than when I get it out on a song. You just get out on a song, like, you wait, you put it out, you hope that people hear it, and some people do hear it, but oftentimes, I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, people miss the whole mark of what you were going for. You know, I've had people who, you know, spoken on my project or reviewed my project, and you know, their comments, although I appreciate them, it was just like, yeah, but that's definitely not what I was going for. But I didn't say that, you know, because artists, you know, once you put it out, it's what everybody says it is, you know. The artist can try to hold on and say, no, it's this, but it means different things to everybody. And so with music, it's hard for me to fully be clear on what I want to say. And it's hard for me to even want to put that out on a main platform, because I say certain things that in my music that it's almost like, you know, when you're mad and you're like venting and you say a whole bunch of shit you don't really mean, and then you gotta go back and clean up the wrath that you just unleashed on everybody. It's kind of like that, but except for a song lasts forever. So you can grow way past it. You know, I've got people who will talk to me about older songs that I've done, and they'll be like, man, that was my jam. I still throw that on every once in a while. And I'm so far removed from who that person was that it's like you're talking to me about somebody else's song. And so I'm just like, okay. You know? And so this has kind of turned into a tangent, but I don't know, I just got a text message, and I'm really like, I don't like getting that anymore, man. Like, I never really liked getting it, because I've never been like, I mean, I listen to the greats, but I've never been, and if you're a great, you're great, you know, but I've never been too much of a fan of listening to stuff of people who are like, you know, trying to like hone their craft and trying to get better. I've never really been a fan of that, just because, granted, you know, I know some people may look at me as like a voice of reason or a good person to kind of like bounce ideas off of, or throw their you know, kind of tracks against the wall. They'll know I'll critique it honestly, but it's just not, I don't know, man, like, I never feel good doing it. I never, you know, like, my favorite artists are 80 bajillion times better than I ever will be. And so those are people I listen to. You know what I mean? Those people do things that I don't even believe that I can do. That's who I like to listen to. I mean, that's the reason why I don't really like modern hip hop. Like, anybody can do a lot of that shit. I'm sorry, but they can. Like, you do some lean. If you're a good rapper and you do some lean, I guarantee you can sound like all the lean rappers. Guarantee you could. 100%. So it's just not my shit anymore, man. I stick to what I know. You know, I'm done trying to be like, you know, Mr. Celebrity, trying to be the center of attention. You know, really discovering myself. I've come to the point, man, where it's like, I don't like that shit. I don't like being around people. I like to work out. I don't like being like, I like a gym that's like, that is my dream, to have my own gym one day, like where nobody else can be, and I just get uninterrupted gym time. I don't gotta deal with, you know, the awkwardness of, you know, two motherfuckers trying to stay out of each other's way, and, you know, the peacocking that goes on, or even the dudes who are kind of like insecure, and they're just kind of like, and it's like, no, you go, no, you go. And it's just like, man, come on. Let's fucking take the weights and hit it. I'd love to. So, you know, I look at certain things like my goals, the way that, you know, I envisioned my life at a certain time is totally different from how I envision it now. You know, I'm not a performer. I don't really care to see myself in the performing sense. I don't care to go out. You know, there's plenty. Indies hip hop scene is popping off. I don't care to go and be a part of it. I don't care to produce for anybody. And I'm not, you know, this is not like a suicidal, like I'm depressed, feeling bad. Like, I feel perfectly fine. It's just I've come into who I am. And I'm not your pop culture type dude. I've been sharing this workout, doing these videos and stuff, the workout shit, because, you know, I get inspired by other people's stories, so I feel like I should share mine and start inspiring other people and just some of the good things that I pick up. I'm not gonna edit these videos. I'm just gonna go and put them out. So, hey, if you rock with them, you rock with them. If you don't, hey, fucking leave. I mean, it doesn't matter. Or you can write comments, you can say nasty shit. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna keep doing it regardless. So, yeah, that's it, man. Moral of the story: stick to what you know. I went on a tangent. I went from the gym to like artwork, but it all comes back full circle. Where stick to what you know, stick to what you care about. I'll give you just one little quick example, and I'll peace out. But Warren Buffett is a dude who 100% sticks to what he knows. He does not give a fuck what's going on around him. He doesn't give a fuck what's going on in Hollywood. He doesn't give a fuck what all the other billionaires are doing. Warren Buffett does what Warren Buffett does, point blank period, and that's the bottom line. He runs his business the way he wants to run his business. He does what he wants to do all day. I mean, he's a fucking billionaire, ridiculous billionaire. Not leaving anything to any of his kids or families, you know, because he just goes like, why should they get that? Like, they didn't. Why should they? And, you know, obviously that's a structure that we all look at and go, what? You're not going to give him any money? But that's just how the fuck he is. He just 100% his truest self. And granted, I wouldn't do that. I want to get rich so that I can help, you know, my entire family. But there was one instance where earlier in his investing, he purchased, I think it was, no, I can't remember what he purchased, but he had purchased some company and somebody else is like, hey man, you should get into this shit. And he learned a super valuable lesson, because he was basically like, you know, the faces organization, the public faces organization, in which Warren never really liked to be. Warren like always sit in the back, let the managers manage, and let the people who run the business. He just owns it. And he doesn't get into it. He's never even toured most of his businesses that he owns. He owns 70 and never really toured any of them. He toured Google more than he ever toured any of his own businesses. It's just the way he manages it. But the one time he chose to listen to somebody else and do something out of his ordinary, become the face of business, some horrible shit goes down, and now everybody in Omaha is looking at Warren like he's a complete piece of shit. And it was fucking up his reputation for a while. That's the biggest thing for him, is his reputation. And so, of course, he was able to, you know, turn some things around. He ended up selling that company. But never again did he allow somebody else to push him out of his realm of thinking and push him out of his box, because he knows what the fuck he's doing. So, moral of the story, be like Warren, okay? Don't let all that other shit come into your circle. Push all that shit away and be yourself. Be your truest self. Focus on what works for you. Don't focus on what works for everybody else, because it's not going to work for you. Find what works for you. Do that shit. Hit your reps over and over and over again. And I guarantee you, you'll be a much happier person. I'm much happier when I'm doing what I feel is best and being my truest self. Sometimes that makes other people unhappy. That's okay. It comes with the territory. I'm sure Warren pisses people off all the time. But it's fucking Warren Buffett. And I'm a fucking Brendan. So, yeah, that's it, man. Peace out. Comment if you fuck with the video. Comment if you have some feedback or anything you want to add to it. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.